What the? Oh! Welcome back to Monroe County's finest. I'm Mike.
I'm Nate.
And today we're going to talk about Sandrock. So stay tuned and we'll bring her in.
Oh, that's cute.
And there it is. This is my not 2000, 97. Wow, I'm so used to saying 2000, I'm sorry. This is my 97 Chevy S10 ZR2. I bought this truck in 2012, shortly after I got married. And it was my daily driver for a while. Then, being me, I couldn't leave anything alone. So I cranked the keys in the front. Actually, I put lift keys in the front, and I couldn't believe they actually came out, even in this state of PA, where they dump 15,000 pounds of salt on the road and things get corroded and rusty.
They weren't sealed.
They came right out.
Wow!
No, I couldn't believe it. They didn't come out when I took the front end apart for the front axle, but
Do a little walk around.
yeah.
Explain why you have 2500 HD on there.
Because I have 3 of them, and it's just kind of. I mean, it's a S10 on 1-ton axle, so I figured it was at least a little fitting to throw it in. And I had a lot of beer.
All right, fair. Fair.
Must know. But so threw in some keys, threw in some lift shackles in the back, drove it around for a while, rode like crap. The front end was very unhappy.
Oh yeah. Right now we're good. So then after that, I said, you know what? We moved into my house. Yeah.
In 2015, and then I said, you know what? It's time.
It's time.
It's time. Did my research, got axles together, got parts together. I put a 14 bolt out of an 88 wrecker in the back. It's out of a 3500 Chevy dually. So it had the inner spacers or hubs in.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to cut the tubes to make it fit, to make it road legal.
Yeah.
Because if you see it right now, I threw 2-inch spacers on each side just to bring them out. It was the cheapest way. The only other way is, since 14 bolts are like one of the greatest axles ever made. What do you mean,
It's debatable.
Do you even know what a 14 bolt is?
Yeah. Poop.
Now I'm gonna make your work harder and edit. Fuck you.
You always make me work hard and edit.
That's true. Well, now I mean it.
Oh.
Anyway, so I got a 14 bolt for the back, put the factory shackles back on, because once I had it all done, it was sitting like this, sitting like crazy ass high.
Like a pull truck?
Yeah, it really looked like a pulling truck, yes. I put Rancho 44044 springs on the front. That's out of a Wagoneer. But I had a Dana 44 and I had everything spring under. I used Wagoneer steering, Wagoneer front axle, a Jeep YJ Pitman arm that I had to ream out to accept the tie rod and the drag link. I'm sorry, not the tie rod, but the drag link of the Wagoneer. And front shocks, stabilizer, and for some reason or another, most Leaf Spring trucks, you don't need a panhard bar or a track bar.
Really?
This one did, because it was all over the road. It was terrible. But once we had that put on, it rode great. I drove it for 4 years like that. Daily driver, had 33-inch tires on it.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was neat. Four-wheel drive worked. Everything worked. So this little gizmo here is actually a yoke for a Ford Dana 60, which is what I'm running now. Yes, it's Ford. I'm sorry. This will...
I don't think you need to apologize to anybody besides to yourself.
It's mainly to myself. So this will
He's
go...
a Chevy lover.
I am. So this little thing here, we'll pull that yoke off. We'll put this yoke in. It's the same spline count, and this will fit a factory Jeep front drive shaft. So I don't have to worry about it. And it came with not the straps, but like the hoops. So
Okay.
It's a much stronger, clamping force. It won't break as easy. And since this will be going off-road once it's ready, I want the strongest I can get. I have a Yukon 488 ring and pinion, gear set, master install kit, and a Yukon locker. Now this is a what kind of locker is this? I forget what it's like. It's like a what the hell are they called? It's been so long. All these parts have been sitting here. It's like a high.
He's starting all these projects because of me.
No.
Starting to finish all of them.
No. It's like a hydrostatic kind of locker. It's like there it is. It's like a clutch style. So
Okay.
I don't like that very much, but for the price of the gear package that it came with, I wasn't going to argue. It is fully rebuildable, which is kind of nice. So those gears have to be thrown into the rear. I need front shocks for the front.
You got nothing
Don't
there
have
besides
anything right
leaf
now,
springs.
Besides the springs. I put new braided steel brake lines on the front, and I made new hard lines. This front axle has Yukon hubs, Yukon gears, Yukon axle shafts. The only thing I don't like about this axle is when I tore it open to do the gear oil in the front,
Yeah.
it was welded together.
The cover?
No, not the cover, the gears, the spider gears.
Oh, so
It's Lincoln locked.
Oh no.
So if I lock both hubs in, there will be no steering until I get like a better steering system. This is just to really get me around. Basically what that is an Astros van steering box, which bolts right in. It's a direct bolt in.
There's the Astro.
Yep. And it has the Pitman arm facing forward for better angles. That's a Ford F350 drag link that I had cut down and sleeved so it would work. And that just basically gets it so I can drive the truck around. I can move it without having to worry about not being able to steer it. I do have drive shaft for the front. Hopefully it's long enough after everything's put together. Now, I do have a set of beadlock wheels for this truck.
Yeah.
I just picked up. And my favorite part,
What?
I'm not going to run these TSLs. I'm going to run boggers. I have a set of 38-inch boggers for this truck. I'm going to put the boggers on the beadlocks. And I am very, very, very excited to see how badass it's going to look and how it's going to perform. The beadlock wheels have a ridiculous offset, so they're going to actually stick out even farther than what we're seeing right here. These are only 16x8s. They're just really simple, basic aluminum wheels, whereas the wheels with the beadlocks are obviously steel wheels, and they're 16x10, so they'll stick out even farther. And the way they're offsetted is they're going to just probably, from where I'm standing, right where this floor line is, that's probably how far out they're going to be sticking.
Dude, that's
Awesome.
That's gonna be
So awesome.
Here's a better question: is it gonna fit on your trailer when we go and start going out
I'll make
mudding?
it fit.
You'll make it fit.
Oh, I'll make it fit. I have to put a piece of wood next to the fender and drive over the piece of wood so I don't crush the fender with the truck. I'll make it work. If there is no way I can get this truck up there with those tires, I'll put small tires on it and I'll change them when we get to the off-road place. Like, I don't care. I'm running them.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very excited.
So then also when the because what you got a 4.6 in here?
4.3. Here,
4.3.
Let me pop the hood. All right, so here's the hood open, and we have our 4.3.
It's a little baby engine.
You know what really pisses me off about this engine? All right, first off, there is more on top of this engine than I've ever seen. There's less wiring in my Duramax. I mean, look at this. There's vacuum hoses, there's like wires, and they just sit there. All right, okay. And then there's this stupid intake right here. Really? Okay, yeah. You push it in on an angle and clamp it down and screw it in. Do you know how often those things have broken on me? This is my third one. Like, what the hell is that? What kind of a design were they thinking about here? All right, that's my third freaking intake plastic piece here that I had to put on. Why not use a V-band clamp instead of this crap? Like, really? What were they thinking? Also, there's no room in here. There's too many hoses, too much electrical wires, vacuum lines. This is over-engineering at its finest. I'm Mike. Mike likes nothing. Sorry about that. Had to let that go. Anyway, so this is our 4.3. This is the original motor this truck came with, followed by a 4L60E trans. This motor gets a bad rap for being junk.
Because it is.
Okay, it's kind of junk. Spider injectors fluently fail on these, although, knock on metal, I've never actually had one fail on me before. Sorry, I knocked on plastic the first time. But this...
Doomed to fail now.
Yeah, now it's done. Yeah. But I've done regular maintenance on this motor. I bought it. It had 82,000 miles on it. It now has 171,000 miles on it. And a lot of those miles are pretty hard. I used to tow with this, believe it or not, and it was not happy. But it did it.
I'm sure.
It did it. So, with that being said, I am going to run this motor for as long as it'll allow me to. If it hates life and just says, okay, I've had enough, kind of like what Klaus Motors did.
I hope it doesn't happen like that.
Well, yeah, in that situation it would suck because there's no driving out of the woods with a blown out piston.
No.
So
especially not in a V6.
Well, I don't know. I've never blown one of these up.
That's true. No. I wasn't expecting you to be able to drive as long as you did with one blown cylinder in your V8. Like that.
I was impressed.
I'm still impressed. It's been a week since we last worked on it. Yeah. I'm still impressed with that.
Me too. There was a lot of anger in that engine. This right here came out of a 2006 Chevy 1500 regular cab short bed. I got the truck from a friend of mine who wanted it gone. This is a 5.3. It runs very well, or at least it did when I had it in the truck. It ran very well. So this will house in the S10 at some point.
Once the engine blows.
Once that engine is no more. Once that engine is stated it's had enough.
We come up with backups for backups here a lot.
That's a good. That is definitely. You want to patent that slogan. My biggest fear when I'm out on the trail is this front steering setup. That's my biggest fear. I am going to make...
Yeah, that is...
That's a little sketchy. I might buy...
When you were turning... When we first started off, when you were turning it, I was sitting there telling you it looked a little bit loose. And like...
It's probably very loose. But I think what I'm going to do is, because that's a Ford drag link, I'm going to possibly install a Ford drop pitman arm off of like a Bronco or an F-250. A lot of these steering boxes, they're all the same. Actually, This did at one time house, when I was looking for pitman arms that would work, I actually got a drop pitman arm off of a 86 or 88, one of those two, Ford Bronco. Bolted right on.
That's nice, though.
Yeah. But the problem was I was using the factory S10 steering box, so the pitman arm was facing toward the back of the truck, and I was this close to hitting the front diff. Like, I jumped on the front bumper and it was like barely touching, and I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Nope.
So then I went with the YJ one. It got me up a little bit, but it wasn't like completely flat like the Jeep Wagoneers or the Chevy Astrovans were completely flat. So I wanted something that gave me a little bit less angle or a little bit more of an angle for a drop, just so things weren't angry.
Also, I would like to throw out the main reason why we're going and introducing Sandrock. Wow.
You have so much editing to do.
I did. I'll just leave that in. Screw it.
Okay, that's fine.
But the main reason why we're introducing Sandrock to the channel is because we're waiting on the transmission to possibly get fixed for the Klaus project.
Yes.
And
we're waiting on engine parts and gaskets for the new engine.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to just throw it in and have things leak or fail. So we want
Absolutely.
we want to be sure. We want positivity that everything we're putting in that engine is going to work and going to hold. Nothing's going to leak. So just to pass the time and make sure we have some information and some entertainment in this channel, here's our next side project.
Yeah, so we're gonna work on this. I know you were saying you wanted to take off the bed.
I want the bed off. I want the frame cleaned up again.
And sand it, paint it.
We don't need to sand it. Wire wheel it.
Wire wheel it?
Yeah, we'll wire wheel it. Just get all the crap off of it. Get a nice coat of paint on it. Check for any cracks. Check for any major malfunctions. I know that there's a spot in the bed. I think it's on this side. Yes, right here. So it's kind of dark, so we apologize. You got a light?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe. Okay, so
I might got it right about now.
This should not do that. That should be solid, like on this side. It's solid over here, not solid over there. And again, thank you, PA Roads. Much obliged for all the rust repair that you have suffered me with. Thanks a lot.
He doesn't like PA. What's your slogan? It needs to be warm everywhere you're at.
Yes, everywhere I am, the weather should be nice. Doesn't matter if they're in the middle of a snowstorm. If I'm driving through, it'll be 70 degrees and it'll follow me. That's what it should be. That's how it should be. I deal in reality.
No, reality. That is a dream. That is a dream that no one is ever going to get.
You're so mean to me.
I'm not mean to you. See.
No, you're just mean at me.
I mean, you could say I'm mean at you, but I look at the reality of things. That is not a reality.
I'm just saying.
Not in PA anyway.
That's the way it should be. That's just the way it should be. I'm just saying. That's just the way it should be. But no, the interior isn't bad in this truck.
Oh. We should really go and think about maybe something a little bit more or less fabric-y.
Honestly, in a perfect world, I was thinking safety cage and racing seats with harnesses. But that's a perfect world, and we all know we don't live in a perfect world.
No, but we could work on it. There's enough room if you're willing to get rid of the plastic. There's enough room in back here to get a roll cage.
What I should do is I should pull the carpet out.
Yeah.
I don't and Hercules. So if anybody noticed in my Klaus truck, the floor is Herculined. I don't think we had any camera footage of that.
I don't think so.
But when I did the floors in that truck, I seam sealed the edges and I Herculined it, just because I pulled all that rubber floor mat that was in it. I pulled that out and I just ran Herculiner on the floor. I was gonna do that with this, but I want to say that I'm gonna be arrogant and say I'm not gonna go anything through deep enough that's gonna even reach my carpet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know you're gonna see that one puddle and you're like, ooh, that looks like a good one.
That's how I blew my Jeep up last time. And we'll roll some footage of that right now.
All right, so the one thing I was wondering is, like, What did you do with the front suspension? Because that's normally not a leaf spring on the front of an S10 there, but...
No, normally it's independent front sissy fiction. However, so when I first put this truck together, I bought the Sky Manufacturing solid axle hanger kit.
Yeah.
It's a front cross member slash spring hanger. Like you, obviously, right? Like it's like this one. This is WFO, but it comes with the front hanger and the cross member, and then the rear hangers with plates that you weld, stuff like that.
Ah, nice.
And don't mind my welds; they're absolutely awful. Honestly, I'm kind of concerned. I'm hoping that everything stays together. For the future reference, I'm a very bad welder. I don't have enough practice in it yet. I will get there, but not yet. So, however, I did weld all this. So if anything falls off the front, you can all laugh at me and make fun of me, because that is kind of, you know. But I've seen leaf springs done. I've seen people use the 044 Rancho springs, and they seem to work. Now, that's a little stiff. It is stiff, but there is a decent amount of flex and travel in them from what I've seen. I actually did the forklift test.
Where you picked up one side?
Yeah, with the spring under, and I'll send a picture of that. We'll flash a picture of that up right now. And it actually, for spring under, it actually flexed pretty good. I was actually kind of impressed.
Yeah.
So I figure with spring over, it'll actually, it should either help or it'll be the same, but we'll see. We'll see how it rides. We'll see how it does. As long as it does better than my good buddy Ricky, I don't care. Because he has an Amigo, and it does pretty good. I want to be better. Not gonna lie.
In competition with him.
He's the one that peer pressured me to go into that mud hole with my Jeep and blow my Jeep up. So this is his fault.
Hold on. I have an honest to God question.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask this to everybody. Is it the person who peer pressures you? Is it really their fault or your fault for falling for it? Because like, here's the thing. When someone's peer pressuring you into doing something, they usually already know or somewhat know the outcome of what they're trying to do or have you do.
Leave your comments in the description. Not in the description. I did it again. Leave your comments down below.
This truck is gonna be fun when it's done.
I'm hoping.
We're gonna like we said, this is more of an informational video, kind of introducing everybody to
Sandrock.
Sandrock. I messed it up again.
If you want to redo it.
Nah, I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
Edit it. I hate when I screw up and...
I love it when I screw up. Puts more human character into everything.
I don't want to be human.
We're not robots.
Well.
But either way, so we wanted to introduce it, and that's kind of what this video is about, is introducing Sandrock into the channel, because it is going to be a project we're working on for a little bit until we get everything finished and ready for the Klaus project to start back up again, and we'll get that going. I hope you guys like Sandrock and like the idea.
Yes, and comment down below, what should I do with Sandrock? Should I do what I said I was going to do? Mind you, I'm not made of money. If it was up to me, I'd have a full hydraulic PSC steering system in the front. I'd have some sort of a crazy coil-over suspension. I just don't have the funds for that. What do you think I should do with what I got? If there's a better way to make it work, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. Is the truck totally junk? I know Nate thinks so, but Nate's wrong most of the time. So
I am not wrong most of the time. Nope, we're not doing this one. Not doing it at all. I'm not wrong most of the time. I just don't like Chevys.
Can I say it? Am I gonna annoy you if I say it?
What?
You mad, bro?
You mad, bro? Not mad. Just salty.
That's fine. I'm sour. Anyway, so yes, please let us know what you think of the Sandrock project. We are more than likely going to pull this bed off, clean the frame up a little bit, check to see if there's any serious damage. That bump stop on the other side really made me nervous, and kind of makes me want to pull everything off and just clean it up and make sure we're still okay, because God forbid I have a frame catastrophic frame failure on the trail, that would suck.
That would.
Nothing like getting dragged out without a rear axle or, you know, something like that.
Turned it into half sled. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. If you think what we're doing is fun, check out our other videos that we have. We have a whole bunch so far. Not really a whole bunch, but we got
6.
We got 6 other videos so far.
About the Klaus project. Please look into that. Let us know what you feel about that. If you feel like what we're doing is cool, like what Nate said. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you feel about everything, and we'll keep going.
Yeah. We'll have fun. Anyways, this is Monroe County's finest. I'm Nate.
I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next time.